தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் காக்கும் இறையே நட்பின் உருவாய் வந்த களிப்பால் கட்டு கடங்கா மகிழ்வு கொண்டே மலை போல் வரும் துயர் யாவையும் நொடிப்போதினில் பொடியாக்கிட புயலாய் வருவான் துணையென வருவான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் தலை தூக்கிடும் கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான் பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான் தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான் பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான் தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான் நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான் எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான் நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும்
நித்யானந்தம் பரமசுகதம் கேவலம் ஞானமூர்த்திம் द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyanandam, we welcome all of you to today's another exciting episode on Nithyananda TV. I am Srinitya Brahmasukhananda Maharaj, and again we have today with us Srinitya Rajananda Maharaj.
Nithyanandam.
Yes, so today Maharaj, we have come up with a very exciting, very interesting topic, which also forms the core of Hinduism. In fact, we would say one of the most widely practiced not just philosophies, the practices, like spiritual practices in the whole of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, that of yoga. But the whole discussion, the context of today's topic, which we are bringing to you is yoga Hindu? Does it come from Hinduism? What is the origin of yoga? From where does it come? What is the source? What is the root of yoga? Yes, Maharaj.
And the need to answer this question is very relevant today, because there is so much of misrepresentation and misinformation going around about yoga, especially in this new age kind of movement that is going on.
Yes.
There is so much of development on yoga that needs to be done. Yoga does not need to be developed on. Yoga is already originally amazing, and it is more something that you need to look into, going back to your roots, going back to the source of yoga itself. And that is the reason that is the dilution of yoga that is happening. And I think it is an absolute misrepresentation of what yoga is truly. And today we get to at least explore what is yoga, what is the origin of yoga, and where it came from, and what its purpose is actually. Even the base context of what is the purpose of yoga, that also is something that we're going to be discussing today. Yes, Maharaj.
And in fact, the whole context, as you said, right, it's completely metamorphosed into something else today. It has just become, yoga means exercise, yoga means stretching, yoga means flexibility of body. That's all, just the asana aspect. And that too, looking at even the asanas at a very, very shallow, just, exercise level of understanding for even the asanas component of yoga. But yoga is much more, in fact. The unfortunate reality of today is, because of this whole commercialization and everything, yoga has been turned into nothing more than a self-help philosophy, right? Just as, like from the bookshelf in the bookstore, you pick up a book and you read a little bit and you start practicing, just, seeing, experimenting with it, how it is, how it is benefiting you. That's all it has really come down to for people. And that's what it has become. But even then, it has become a $1 trillion industry, right? So it's not something small we are talking about. Oh, yoga.
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion industry.
Not
yoga.
Billions.
Not even billion.
Trillions.
Yes.
Wow. That is full length commercialization of something that is so Hindu. And it is out there. And the question today, as we're asking, is yoga from Hinduism? And yes, we have to answer this question.
Yes, exactly. So that's what the whole context of, is yoga Hindu? Does it come from Hinduism? And the one very important thing in this whole thing, why we are even addressing this problem, what is the source of yoga? Knowing the source is important. It is at the core of what you're doing and why you're doing, because that sets the whole context, right? If we approach yoga from a shallow perspective of, just some exercise, just some stretching, not only will we miss out on the real depth and the real purpose, but it will even be harmful. It can even be harmful for us. And it is to mitigate these risks that there has been a regulatory body, we can speak of, even in the Hindu religion itself, monitoring and maintaining and sustaining the standards, how yoga has to be practiced, what the original context is, what the original meaning of each and every aspect of asana, pranayama, whatever are the components is. Generally, the narrative, completely not false narrative about yoga, is being spread out in the whole entire public today, unfortunately, is that it's just a secular practice. It's just a science, so-called science. It's just a science, because so it has nothing to do with Hinduism. It has nothing to do with religion. It's just, some people did some research in the inner world and they came up with something which is special and it's for everyone. How can you label it as Hindu? Well, of course it is for everyone, but the source is Hindu. The governing body which has maintained the authenticity of this tradition even till today. It is a tradition. It is a very rooted tradition, grounded in Hinduism itself. That is what gives it the context, the meaning, right? And unlike what people in general have this belief about yoga, that there is it's just a fully open system and anyone can do whatever they want with it, turn it into whatever they want to turn it into. No, it is actually a system standardized by the Hindu rishis, the Hindu incarnations, originally revealed by Paramashiva himself, and maintained and sustained by so many governing bodies, the apex body, Hindu body, the Akhada Parishad, all the sadhus. They have maintained, they have preserved, they have given their life to protect these traditions, to protect even the scriptures of which protect these sciences. All of these things have been directly related, and they have been, even today, if we are able to read a book on yoga, even from the bookstore, it is only because these traditions have given, these lineages of sadhus, of rishis, of enlightened masters have given their life to protect this science today. And now we are so casually just separating the whole context, the whole tradition from this science. It is not only unfair, it is criminal, I would say.
Yes, and how it has been digested, it's like it's very lazy science. Basically, they take a concept of something that is practiced in another part of the world. They take it and they take the parts of it that they are able to scientifically understand or understand from the science that they have so far, and they are so prejudiced to be able to cognize anything that is transcendental and anything that is spiritual in nature, anything that they cannot quantify in their mathematics. They are not able to put that in place, and because they're not able to, they will only suggest yoga to be something that can be of a physical benefit for someone, maybe some well-being benefit, because that is all they understand as science only. But Hinduism and yoga are the higher science. If they had a little bit of understanding, a little bit of courtesy to understand that maybe there is more to yoga, that there are other parts of yoga that we don't understand yet. We can at least even give the disclaimer, only this much of yoga we have done research on, when we found that this benefit is there from yoga. Hence, you can use it, commercialize it, and then do whatever you want with it.
And even if that much they did properly, it was good. Because even that, whatever little shallow understanding that they have, but what has yoga come down? What has it become? Beer yoga, right? Whatever, couch yoga, yin yoga, yang yoga. Is this even maintaining the authenticity of little bit 1% that they understand? No, it is not even that. It's complete commercialization and complete digestion. Digesting the concepts of yoga, the core philosophies, the core ideas of the whole yogic tradition, digesting them into non-Hindu ideologies, be it religious or non-religious, both. Digesting them into it and presenting as if it's not Hindu. It's completely, it's there. It's their invention. That's, we have seen this whole narrative and this whole conspiracy also happening with yoga, and how even yoga is being weaponized against Hindus now.
Really?
Yes. Completely distorting the narrative about yoga and using yoga itself as a tool against Hindus, showing that it is not even Hindu. It is Hindus. Complete false narrative, right? Exactly. So many things. Some things we cannot directly talk about, but thing is that all kinds of ideologies, be it religious or non-religious, we are seeing a lot of digestion of Hindu ideas, Hindu sciences, including the yogic sciences, by the Hindu media forces. Right.
And we can even look at the statistics of where the world has turned. Once even if the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been from his young age teaching and living an example of what yoga can happen, what yoga can do for a person, when yoga is completely taken as a whole, as it's from its original space. The way that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has told how he learned yoga from his very guru Raghupati Yogi. It is a power manifestation in itself. He never said his Raghupati Yogi had the ability to just transfer his biomemory to someone, transfer his bioenergy to someone, just by any person who would be maybe an obese person. Swamiji gives this example. A large person who would weigh around 150 kilos. These people you don't even imagine to be able to possibly do some asanas. But immediately Raghupati Yogi would take them, bless them, he would give them a hug, and then say, start you doing yoga. And the first posture, Shilasasana, the headstand, literally standing on your head. And that is the first asana that is taught to people in yoga. And that is the possibility that you're given. Your body can move in any way. You just need the right initiation from the right guru in the right time. And when he did that, Swamiji was able to see that people who are so obese were able to do Shirsasana effortlessly. And yoga asanas that they never have even put themselves, their body would have never even understood how to put itself into that position. But with just an initiation of a guru, with the transfer of the biomemory and the bioenergy of the enlightened people, you just put yourself, your body can just radiate and mirror the activity of an enlightened person, of a yogi in itself. And these are the key understandings that maybe even yoga teachers should understand when they preach yoga to people and they're failing in teaching. They're not able to give optimal health to someone, and not able to get someone to achieve a particular yogasana or progress in yoga. They need to understand it is a fault in their own muscle memory and biomemory. So it is a big, as you said, Maharaj, a lot of looking back and seeing how to regulate and really understand what are the risks, why you're facing challenges, and those challenges are probably being faced because you are not doing enough to, you have not shown yoga, or you've not done enough, yoga has not become enough part of your life to be able to teach it to someone as a solution. And that is sometimes where people will fail in.
And that too in the very depth, what the yoga is. Even the one teaching the yoga, they have to experience it at the deeper level of all the various levels of yoga that there are. The core, the consciousness level, that is where the true understanding of yoga really comes from, right? All the Hindu scriptures, they are filled with this term yoga. I was actually amazed when I even started hearing about these things, that yoga, it has been turned into completely non-Hindu, right? So as if some secular practice is happening, some kind of a exercise from our culture, one culture or second another culture is happening. That's all it is. I was actually amazed because whole Bhagavad Gita is filled with this the word yoga itself, right? Bhakti yoga, jnana karma sanya, all the chapters are named as yoga, different variations, different ways of approaching the ultimate oneness. That is yoga itself, right? The word, the Sanskrit word, what it means. So many, it's like it's in front of our eyes but hidden with a conspiracy. That is what the whole game is. And as you were saying, when we go into the deeper aspects of yoga, what it really is, it's basically a power manifestation science. And it happens as a simple initiation with the help of our master, with the help of our guru. No need to, go through this various difficult asanas and trying to, practice them for years and years and years. No. Just a simple initiation from the guru can make the whole yoga so easy for you. Just like having a breakfast in the morning, can simply manifest any asana you want.
Inside our programs, inside the Parameshivam programs, and when we had the fortune of being able to live directly with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, I remember him beginning the yoga sessions with the acharyas who he's training to become yoga acharyas. He will just say, Raghupati Yogi, this is the way he taught me. He gave me a hug and said, do this asana. I was able to do it effortlessly. In the same way, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism called all of us, and he gave each of us a hug and said, you start doing yoga. This is how I learned. You also start. And that's it. That is all the effortlessness of yoga. You don't need to spend millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars in yoga training classes, camps, and all these kind of things to put yourself through a proper practice of yoga. Find the guru who's giving you the correct initiation, so that you can do it from the original source. Means from within, yoga comes as an expression of your enlightenment. It is from the space of enlightenment. And then many times, especially Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism does the putting the context that yoga is not beautifully, he says many things. He says yoga is not for enlightenment. You don't progress towards enlightenment. Yoga is from enlightenment. You are already Paramashiva. You are already super consciousness. And from that higher consciousness, you operate your body. And he always gives the context that you should always handle your body as a second person, not first person. If you are handling your body as a first person, like you're saying, I am this, I am this, I am this, then you're handling not in a yogic way. And meaning that's why the first person context is what is people aren't really understanding. Oh, I have a body, it has to look nice. So I have to do yoga to make it look nice. That is all. But he says, no, yoga is supposed to be handled like a second person. You're supposed to see that you're a body also. You're a consciousness. Then you have a body also to be able to do and express that consciousness. That is the purpose. And one more thing that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says is, the experience that yoga is giving you, and even you mentioned Bhagavad Gita, how each chapter is talking about yoga, because each chapter leads one to experience super consciousness as a reality for them. And that is yoga in itself. Yoga means a union between you and divine. It is not you reaching divine. It is divine rushing into you. That is the context. And it is literally how he says it's when yoga happens, the Kundalini awakens, and it is like a shower, a rain of ecstasy, a rain of supreme bliss that happens beautifully. It's like every year when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism comes out and comes out on International Yoga Day, it's like an upgrade to the whole understanding of yoga, how yoga should come in. And the last several years since the Yoga Day has been accepted internationally, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has done an amazing job every year taking yoga to the next level and giving it. And even in our Paramashivam programs, yoga is taught in the most authentic way.
So what is this authentic? We have to really tell it clearly to people. What do you mean by yoga is authentic? Because any teacher can say, right, my yoga is authentic yoga, my yoga is a real yoga. Ultimately, it all boils down to the source. Where has it all even come from, right? Who is the originator? Who gave this science to the world in the first place? Do you want to tell, Maharaj?
It's Paramashiva himself, that's who he gave. It is said that 50,000 years before Patanjali, there was happening when Paramashiva himself manifested and taught the Shatanga Yoga to the whole cosmos. It is the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali that was organized from the Shatanga Yoga of Paramashiva.
Yes.
Patanjali is the great devotee of Paramashiva. He did a job of creating 8 angas, where the original science of Paramashiva was having 6 angas, 6 parts. And it had the one particular part called the Tarka, which was divided into Niyama and Niyama by Patanjali and created 2 more parts. That was how the story of how Ashtanga became Ashtanga Yoga, and then it moved around. That is a little bit of history there for those.
It is important to know this history, because even among the Hindus, the wrong understanding that Patanjali is the father of yoga, is the originator. But no, he is the reviver. At that time, he compiled whatever yoga was practiced in whatever the various forms in the entire Hindu civilization at that time. He went around, collected the data, and did the full research, and compiled it in the one single form in his Yoga Sutras, and gave the science to revive this whole yoga tradition at that time. But he was not the originator. It originally comes from Paramashiva himself, when he revealed the science of yoga to Devi, to Saptarishis, and then they carried it forward from generation to generation through the enlightenment ecosystem. From the Guru Parampara of Hinduism, the science of yoga has been kept alive. And the yoga which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving is the same original yoga, authentic yoga revealed by Paramashiva himself, which is completely recontextualizing and giving it the right perspective. What is yoga and for what? Why are you even moving your body? It's not just for health. Health is a byproduct, but the core context is to achieve oneness with Paramashiva. As you said, divine rushing into the human, right? Expressing with all its glories and dimensions in the human body. That is yoga, which manifests in the form of powers, in the form of completion, in the form of unclutching. All these various dimensions in which this whole yogic science is approached from the original context of Vedas and Agamas. Originally, the way they have been revealed, we should practice it the same way. Yeah. Then only we'll get the benefits, right?
Yes. And when it comes to our Nithyananda yoga that we do inside the Paramashram programs, that everyone has an opportunity to explore. You just have to explore it like a ritual. Every day the yoga will happen, and you have the opportunity to be ferocious with yourself. Finally, actually, yoga is something that Swamiji says is a freedom. And of any freedom, whichever freedom you have as a right for yourself inside the world, or if you have a right to vote in a country, you need to exercise that freedom. You need to take the step in making sure that you have to take the step in making sure that you are putting yourself through and getting yoga done by doing it every day. And it's a ritual. That's what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says. Yoga is a ritual. It has to be done every day. And if it is, and when it is done every day, then you'll be able to understand why it is having any benefit even in a deeper sense other than just asana. You may be physically fit, but the benefits of yoga and doing it every day are beyond that. To be able to cater to molding the very verbalization that you have inside of you. What is this verbalization? It's the very mind that we have.
In fact, I remember even during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism made this statement that, because we also observed the way people were just collapsing. He said that even the most fittest of people with the gym bodies and everything proper looking, they are also collapsing. But this is the time only a yogic body will be able to survive through this pandemic, because they only have that resistance, that resilience, in fact, and that immunity, strong immunity. Because yoga is not just about the physiology and maintaining a fit body, right? It's about healing all your internal organs, intra-organs, healing all the energy imbalances, right? Which in turn lead to complete healing of the body, of the mind, the whole system, all the way down to consciousness, and creating a completely new body, Divya Sharira, as the Supreme Court.
Yes, absolutely. When it comes to epidemics like the COVID-19, definitely you can understand how a yogic body would be able to withstand the symptoms and all of it, because it even has just a person with a yogic body will be able to digest prana. The way that he's able to consume prana around him is not just through the nostril that maybe a fit body will be able to cognize, but the process of digesting prana through the skin of that you have on your body. By digesting prana, through the positive thought currents that you have. Even that is a cognition of and digesting prana, and just constantly putting yourself in a blissful state. That itself is a way of understanding yoga. The way that yoga comes out and helps you from not just in your breathing, it's not about just being able to have cardiovascular endurance to be able to combat any kind of disease like COVID-19. You have to have the correct amount of prana coming in, because it is life energy that is only going to sustain you. And that life energy will only is that quantity of prana that you have inside you will even do a job of getting rid of any disease and preventing or blocking any disease. So a person with a yogic body has a balance of all of the 5 vital airs inside of his body. And when that happens, you will become very resilient to any type of pandemic or any type of disease. It's not even a matter of medicine. It's just a matter of what you're breathing. That's actually the thing.
Exactly, because the whole depth, the way, because see, Hinduism is a super science. Ultimately, even the understanding of the body, understanding of the mind, understanding of consciousness, and how each of these things are related with the environment, how changes in the environment affect the body, how changes in the body even affect the environment. This whole understanding is completely at a different level. And the modern science, even in terms of biology, what it understands about health and well-being and disease, and what exercise and what kind of activities would benefit the body and give us a proper health and well-being. Entire discussion is at a very superficial level, because the understanding is very superficial in itself. Because the Hindu understanding about the body and the mind, everything is coming from a very deep level. Core cognitions are basically from the very depth, and even the for example, the prana, right? The 5 prana 5 types of pranas, in fact, in the body, right?
Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. These are the
there is no equivalent of these concepts or in these understandings in the Western system altogether. There is absolutely no equivalent, right? Even when we talk about the 7 layers of body, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism talks about, and he even heals us at all these various levels, not just the physical outer level, right? There's the Annamaya Kosha, the Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, all these various levels, various layers of our body, because our disease can be situated in any of these layers. So just some exercising and breathing might not help if it rests at a very deeper level.
Actually, to tell you, it's a very interesting science, especially this prana. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has done so much of extensive research, and the science of Kundalini is given to you as a science. See, we breathe in oxygen, right? But we have no care about what that oxygen goes in and does where, what. And when we study a yoga and understand the real concept of yoga, we'll understand the way that a yoga relates with oxygen is not even the same way that the modern science or the modern gymnast or the modern fitness person will relate to the oxygen. The way that you breathe in and the way that you are able to retain bliss inside you, happiness or life positivity inside you, changes the way that even you relate with oxygen. The way that oxygen will even create a golden coat on your brain, and the way your brain will function and awakening the different parts of the non-mechanical parts of the brain and the Kundalini raising. All of these are so much of fun, exciting, new things that you can experiment with. And the beautiful thing is, I think in one of the programs that the Supreme Pontiff has given, there was a bunch of scientists actually that came, and they were able to very wonderfully taken, because they had an experience of doing yoga and pranayama. They were scientists also, and when they came, they understood that the way that the Kundalini awakening happens with the initiation of the Guru, and how that qualitatively and quantitatively changes a person's body's ability to regenerate, a person's body to be able to do and manifest powers in itself. That itself, they were amazed, and the quality of oxygen that is just there. And I think the researchers have been done to show how when the Kundalini is awakened, that the very mitochondria of a person's DNA, of a person's every cell in a person's body has an energy digesting engine that is called the mitochondria. And when the mitochondria is able to be awakened, when Kundalini is awakened, the mitochondria is able to take 3,000% more energy.
Wow.
And that is why people experience in the yoga programs, and especially in the Paramashivam programs, immediately when they do the yoga and practice the yoga and have the initiation of Swamiji, they're able to see immediately weight is lost. Immediately they shed pounds like nothing, as if you're running marathons. In the program, you'll be thinking that someone ran a marathon and came, that's why they lost weight after 21 days. No, they just got an initiation and just did simple yoga postures for 21 days, and that's it. Their whole body structure and the whole chemistry and biology changed into that of a power manifesting one.
Yes, exactly, because that is the thing. Even so many discourses and satsangs the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given on yoga, especially his whole series of discourses on Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Mind blowing. Each and every satsang is each and every discourse is a nuclear bomb in itself.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Oh my God!
every time he comes and talks, everybody was ready, and there was a beautiful time. And then every satsang was like, you get to see what power you're going to manifest after this. What is it that you are going to be able to do and equip yourself with? It's like a superpower shop where you get to go and see which superpower you want to take and which superpower you want to be able to manifest. That's literally the way that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving yoga. Yoga is not being revived as an next level postures and next level pranayama techniques by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Yoga is being revived as accessories of how you can really take the initiation of the Guru, take your enlightenment and manifest it into your life in different ways, in different powers expressing, literally.
Yes, it is. It's in fact the expression of Paramadvaita, that oneness experience with Paramashiva, and especially his living incarnation with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, experiencing and celebrating that oneness with him, and literally just molding our bodies the way we want. That is the power of yoga. In fact, even one of his addresses, he said that the greatest contribution to humanity that he's going to make is not this, the completion science or unclutching, all these great gifts he's bringing. The greatest gift is going to be the Balasans molding their bodies only through Nithyananda Yoga.
Yes.
Just with yoga, molding the bodies the way they want, manifesting powers.
Yes. That's what he said. He said that his contribution to humanity, when Krishna came, the contribution of humanity was the personal integrity. When Rama came, it was the social integrity. But when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism promises, he's saying, I will bring the breakthrough in consciousness is power manifesting consciousness. The yoga that is there inside the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's very own body, and the way he just expresses it, everything becomes yoga, everything becomes meaningful. Did you ever cognize that the temple science is just another yoga? Is every whatever you're wearing, the rudraksha you're wearing, the bhasma you're having, the kumkum you're wearing, the rudraksha where it's placed, everything is a science, and everything has a yogic benefit, alters your nadis, alters the energy channels that are there inside you, and makes them energized and makes them powerful, radiating and vibrating with enlightened superconscious energy. That is literally what the temple science is, and that is how we have to show the temple science to someone, to be able to make even Hindus today understand it is not architecture, it is not something that is that is a great architectural marvel done by a bunch of slaves or a bunch of elephants. No, it is an architectural marvel because it was done by yogis who had power manifesting capabilities to be able to move stones by just and make stones light by just their will. And that is a yogic power. And that yogic power is based off yogic sciences that is very much so incorporated inside Hinduism. I think there may be some atrocity literatures just dividing Hinduism into pieces to show that there is a yoga part that is commerciable and you can take it and do whatever you want, and then there is a temple part that is nostalgic and you can have a nice memory of feel good factor. But that is not Hinduism, and that the horrible division of this has done. But the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the authentic yogi today, and he's bringing it back the way it was given to him by an authentic source. Raghupati Yogi Yogananda Puri was literally 105 years old when Swamiji was training under him. Wow. He had such yogic capabilities that we can go on and on saying, of course, and tell, like, he was able to levitate. He was able to, as we just
made a sound like a simple whistle he made, and the whole rock broke, cracked, right?
That is the yogic ability to be able to break boulders on mountains
Exactly.
with just the sound from your mouth. We think these are some kind of movie fantasies, but no, these are literally what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism saw himself seeing as a reality when he was growing up.
He's grown up in that ecosystem. All power manifestors in every street, yogis all over. Just your neighbors are yogis. You don't even know because today, unfortunately, in our urbanized, Hindu civilization, not just in the India, in the West as well, everywhere, kids don't even know that it is even possible.
Yeah,
they see it all this whole thing as some fantasy movie, and they don't realize just 20 to 30 years ago, this was just happening in the streets of India. Villages, towns, cities might not be, but at least villages, towns, even tier 2 cities, they were filled with these power manifestors, with yogis, with incarnations, with gurus, with enlightened masters, with mystics who were just in ecstasy, roaming around in the streets, singing God's name. This was the Bharat that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has grown up in. And unfortunately, this is not the reality now. The speed with which the whole Hindu ecosystem is getting destroyed, and all these sciences, all these great marvels are just getting lost, is astonishing. And that's why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has taken this step and made it a mission to revive the whole of Sanatana Hindu Dharma on planet Earth, including the authentic yoga from the source, from Paramashiva himself, as he revealed. Because when we revive the yoga from the source with the right context, with the right initiation from the person who has the authority, the adhikara, as per the tradition, to initiate you into that science. Because this science is not something which you can pick up from the books, right? It is a science which has been kept alive through a living lineage, the Avichinna Guru Parampara, the unbroken lineage of enlightened masters, starting from Paramashiva himself, all the way down to the present time. It's only because of that Guru Shishya Parampara, the science of yoga is kept alive even today. And now the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving this science, the authentic science, authentic yoga from the source, from the Paramashiva himself, as he revealed. That's what Nithyananda Yoga is. And that's what we see. That's how we see these extraordinary fates of power manifestation, healing. Even we see the 20, 50, 60-year-olds who have never even thought about being athletic, simply being able to do Shirshasana, the headstand, just by initiation.
Yeah, not just the headstand, Maharaj. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is initiating people to the level where 80-year-olds are standing and doing Malakhamba yoga. They would be sitting, literally coming from their wheelchair, getting up and then climbing a wooden pole with their bare hands, like they were 20 years old.
Yes,
like
exactly.
that, he's going to literally give people the possibility of anti-aging, literally doing the reverse and making them the body do wonders. And that is the possibility that is yoga, not just a physical byproduct of a particular set of yoga, of asanas. It is a possibility of power manifestation to happen inside a person.
And we should also understand the risks, the dangers when a person is getting involved into the science of yoga or practicing the science of yoga without the original context and without the right guru, right master, right initiation. Because it's simply, we are playing with the energies, right? The inner potential energy, the Kundalini Shakti. It is the cosmic energy itself. It is Devi who is residing inside us. So we cannot, even risk any wrong kind of a practice, because even small mistakes can end up in a huge catastrophe also, right? Because even the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, right, that doing yoga without the right context becomes karma. And even doing karma with the right context becomes yoga.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Doing karma with the right context means getting involved into your day-to-day activities, your work, whatever you're doing, with the right context, as Sri Krishna also has explained, has revealed in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that right context? And doing in the right context, even that work becomes yoga. We don't need to do all these Shirshasanas, especially. There is no need. If we even do get into the work, what we are doing with the right context, even that becomes yoga. But even if we do whatever the practices of yoga, each and everything, but without the right context, the whole of yoga loses its whole purpose, whole context, and just becomes karma. By that statement, he means basically just something, one more pattern which is now going to bind us,
Yes,
not
Maharaj.
giving us liberation.
And then, unfortunately, so much has been done onto the Supreme Bond of Hinduism to make it that's so difficult to be able to make this science readily available to the
Yes.
kids who will be able to manifest it and pick it up so quickly. And the way that the anti-Hindu elements have done so much to be sure that it is hard for the powers to be able to be initiated. It is a very unfortunate thing, and of course we are in the process of building the whole Kailasa and building the whole revival to make it happen. The possibility is there again, hopefully, that where we can see the powers manifest and come out. And of course it is there in the Mahaparameshivam program that inside your very home itself you can start manifesting powers.
Yes.
That is the way that we have been able to adapt to the all adversary kind of situation outside, where we are now providing that in the Mahaparameshivam program at your home itself, wherever you are, you can create that yogic environment, that yoga community, and be able to create an ecosystem for yourself where you'll be able to have optimal health and optimal well-being and the spiritual powers to be able to manifest anything you want, move the life that you have in the way that you want, in the most life positive and life affirmative way. And that is the powers and understanding that we get from just attending the Mahaparameshivam programs, where yoga is a ritual that is done every day. And as you do, it is not like you need to come immediately and start doing all the 12 components of yoga. It is your play. As you come, you start mastering the asanas. For whatever asanas you are able to master, get the pranayama and the bandha and the visualization down. For those that you are having a difficulty, focus on putting yourself in that body's position, or you try to focus on the visualization, see how that supports you in doing the asana. It is so much of fun. It is so much of play with these different components of yoga, applying them to yourself and seeing how you are able to adapt, how you are able to grow, how you're able to literally mold your body in the way that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism does. The Pradama Vinyasa Krama is one of the most powerful power manifesting techniques. There's a series of 108 asanas really revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, with all the other 12 components of yoga, where you can literally at the end of each asana be able to see a significant difference in your well-being, in your just inner space itself. And that is the beauty of yoga. The power that we have is not just the body. We have a verbalization, the mind that is in us. We have a visualization power that is there inside us. Using that visualization power, doing the yoga at the Brahma Muhurta time, at the auspicious time, doing all of these combinations that are able to perfect you and make you and mold you into such a being from what you thought was rotting. To an power manifesting being. That is literally the transformation that we are seeing in hundreds of people in the Mahaparameshivam program. Thousands have had the benefit of the initiation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. It is under his very guidance, his very space, his very initiation, is just pure love of just reviving this whole science for all of humanity. Just in that, he's able to make anyone everywhere, wherever you are, manifest powers and be able to have a health that is optimal in your life, like you've never seen before in your life.
And much more. Health is just a byproduct, remember, because ultimately what it will make you manifest, when it makes you manifest all the powers, you realize your own possibilities, your own powers, what was hidden inside you, which you even did not realize you had. Being able to manifest all of that. Even wealth, even health will become a power manifestation for you. Manifesting wealth will become a power manifestation experience for you, right? Making right people happen in your life. For, let's say, you want to make a successful business happen, right? Getting the right people in your team, manifesting a perfect team for your business to become successful. Even that becomes a power manifestation. This whole science of power manifestation will just become as easy for you as just having, a morning cup of tea. When you get initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, in the Mahaparameshivam program, and start radiating, start practicing these simple things which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says as Nithyananda Yoga, Prathama Vinyasa Krama, right? 108 asanas. Perfect start for you to start radiating Paramashiva in your life, because that is the actual context of yoga. It's not just stretching or getting some benefits. No, everything will come, but ultimately the real context is to achieve oneness with Paramashiva, to get that Paramadvaita experience. And when we manifest powers, we see that we are getting more and more grounded in that oneness experience. And if you want to manifest this personally in your own life, experience it, taste it in your own life, we invite you to scan the Mahaparamashivam QR code. It's being projected at the bottom of your screen. And you can sign the intention form, and our team will reach out to you shortly after that. And you can enjoy the greatest gift. You can give yourself the greatest gift of the incarnation of Paramashiva himself happening in your life.
Yes, Maharaj. And we should also give a possibility for all of those yoga teachers out there and all those yoga gurus out there who have done so much of given life to yoga in their own way, and put their effort into learning yoga in the way, whatever way that they thought was available. But they have seen that the benefit of yoga has had always more than just a physical benefit, and they always have to answer the questions of people who find themselves doing. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, "Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat." Even just practicing a little bit of this yoga can bring you or get you over the greatest fears in your life. So in the same way, we are seeing this as a possibility and a result in people's life. When they just alter the way they're breathing and moving their body and putting their body into particular postures, they're finding that the benefits are not just physical. They're finding that the benefit is rippling into the other parts of their life, which they may have so many questions about, which we have seen. And as a yoga teacher, as a person who's practicing, teaching yoga, they've themselves had these questions about, hey, I'm able to see so much more, have more clarity in life. I'm able to see that particular types of food affect my body in a particular way. And as a particular diet of vegetarianism is supporting me in my yoga practice, in a good well-being that is helping me have that clarity and focus that yoga is bringing me. So they alter their diet. We're seeing how just one part of asana, one part of yoga that is even just put out in the world is bringing tremendous benefit to the whole humanity, to the whole community, to really raising people's consciousness. So the whole yoga, the crowd of yoga following yoga is actually has the perks of even having their asana and even that part ready. They'll be able to easily pick up when they come to the supreme point of Hinduism, when they are just initiated and touched by his grace, blessings, and initiation. They'll be able to see how that they just had an inclination to do yoga, how that just amplified itself and made them be able to manifest powers beyond their expectation, beyond what they even thought was possible. They were able to see that yoga was taking them from a space, from yoga just being a physical benefit, to be something that they were able to take and, as you said, bring wealth into their life, bring strong and powerful relationships into their life. It is just that the yoga as its own, maybe if you just take the asana part of it, has given people just a lot of clarity. And that is what people are just seeking. It has done a good job of creating seekers around the world. It's just the seekers have to be a little bit having that same space that they had when they started yoga, the seeking space, the space that was looking for solutions for particular problems in their life, but their problems have morphed into something else, but then those problems also are being magnified also. So those also have to be addressed, and they can be addressed by yoga, by the initiation of the guru, and they can just be blown away, such that you'll be able to have a stronger clarity, a stronger grip on what life is, how to move forward with life, with whatever I know is going on, and how all of this can be done by cognizing yourself as the highest super consciousness. And that is what we are. I also just wanted to have a shout out to all the teachers who have yoga, who are out there, who experience that yoga is for them more than just a physical posture. That we have seen many people come to the programs who are yoga teachers, who are yoga practitioners, who have found that the initiation of the guru has multiplied their yoga experience and yoga practice to a whole new dimension. And when they come back and give their testimonials, it is a good job to be able to again share all of those to yoga teachers' testimonials, and to really tell the world how the guru's initiation has really benefited their yoga practice.
And it's an opportunity for the whole yoga community, for the whole yoga fraternity in the entire world, to have a breakthrough, go to the next level, right? Because yoga in itself is, the depth of yoga is unfathomable, right? And we are just scratching the surface when we talk about the asanas, but we talk about the pranayama. But even in order to go to that deeper level, we have to realign ourselves to the original purpose, the original context, and the Shastra Pramana, and the Apta Pramana, the Atma Pramana, all these things, the traditional aspects, and the whole science as it has been practiced for tens of thousands of years. Unless we sincerely align back to the whole tradition, we will not catch the root of it, the source of it, and get full benefits of it. Maybe to the surface level, at the superficial level, we will be able to benefit, we'll be able to enjoy some health, some, some other perks as well. But the ultimate experience, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism talks about, right? That whole divine gushing into you, flowing into you, and you manifesting all the powers and the whole being of Paramashiva, that can only happen once we realign to the original context of Paramashiva revealing the yoga and what he says, how yoga has to be practiced, how you have to perform the asanas, what has to be your context, what you should visualize, what you should chant when you're performing the asanas, how you should breathe when you're performing the asana, right? Which bandhas you should perform while you're doing the asana. Each and every aspect, each and every detail Paramashiva has given fully in the agamas, in the Vedas, and explaining the whole yoga in the right context, literally giving the whole manual, for the practitioner of today. And in fact, he has given, Paramashiva is a visionary, right? Like nobody else. He has given the right systems for even the age, even the people who are yet to come.
Yes.
Even the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has said that, right?
Yeah.
The people in future who are not yet born, what kind of bodies they would have. For their bodies also, he has given the solution, and it will come at the right point of time when they need it. That is the level of intelligence we are dealing with. That is the depth of the science we are dealing with. So just by realigning to that, the original context, and doing everything as a ritual, as a tradition, which it is supposed to be, will literally open up entirely different aspect of whole yoga, which many people are passionate about. So it's the greatest gift for them, this realignment and this initiation into the tradition, the original tradition of yoga from Paramashiva himself. And literally it will take them to, it will be a upgraded new beginning even in their whole life and journey of yoga in their life, right? So even for them, coming to Mahaparamashivoham and getting initiated by the living incarnation of Paramashiva himself into the authentic science of yoga, and then manifesting all the benefits, all the powers, all the gifts left and right. That is the whole experience which your soul is yearning for. And I'm sure you're deeply desiring to have that experience, just enjoy and celebrate that experience in your life. So if that is true for you, please scan the QR code of Mahaparamashivam, which is being projected at the bottom of your screen, and enjoy this whole ultimate experience and gift in your own life.
Yes, Maharaj. And as we come to the close of today's show, thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for giving your comments and sharing this video and just joining us in the conversation. Anything that we have discussed before, if you want to know more information about how you can be involved in the yoga practice and be a part of the Mahaparamashivam program and all the other programs that we are offering in Kailasa, just scan the QR code below, scan the QR code presented, and just go to the link and give your intention, give your name and your details to, we will contact you and get back to you on how you can be a part of this whole yoga revival that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is bringing out. And if you have a higher inclination to be able to know that you also want to be a part of this revival, not just reap the personal benefits of it, but you want to take the revival that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing to take it to the rest of the world, then we also have the opportunity for you to be a volunteer and also possibly get to know more about sannyas and the lifestyle of sannyas dedicated to others. And that lifestyle is the best lifestyle that comes from Hinduism, and it is an absolute yogic lifestyle, and it's demonstrated by those who wear this very color of kavi, of saffron, and they literally are the ones who are from thousands of years keeping this yogic tradition alive. And if you are that dedicated to your practice of yoga, if you're a yoga teacher and yoga practitioner, this is a very good opportunity for you also to really do more with your yoga experience, the yoga experience that yoga has given you, and to do more, how it can be enhanced by the initiation of the guru and how it itself, you have a gratitude to yoga because it led you to Swamiji, it led you to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Many people who have been yoga practitioners have had a gratitude to the yoga seeking that they had, that it brought them to Swamiji. So you can scan the QR code for also taking sannyasa and learning more about that. So just an invitation for everyone out there who wants to be a part of Kailasa.
Yes. So with this, we come to an end, completion of today's show on Nithyananda TV. And next segment, the most awaited segment of Nitya Satsang, the daily address from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is awaiting us. And before we lead to the next segment of Nithyananda Satsang, let's prepare ourselves, our body, our mind to receive the living manifestation of Paramashiva and have his darshan. And it's important for us to prepare ourselves. So we are in a complete receptive space to enjoy the darshan and the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So let's lead into a small meditation. Please keep your head, neck, and spine in the straight line. Your body completely relaxed from head to toe. Relax all the parts of your body, taking your awareness from head to toe. Take a deep breath, carrying an intense space of restful awareness, devotion, and gratitude in our Ananda Gandha, which is the space between our navel center and our heart center. Visualize Paramashiva in your third eye with bright golden light, with 25 heads, 50 hands, and 75 eyes. Visualize Paramashiva in your third eye and chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let the Mahavakya reverberate in your body and your entire being as we get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva. So let's now chant the Mahavakya.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I welcome all of you with my love and respect. Today's subject, what you have never been told about yoga. The revelations of the revealed scriptures. Listen. Because we see the ocean always from beach, the moment word ocean or sea is uttered, you visualize only beach, not the ocean. Listen. Because you always see the ocean from the beach, the moment word ocean is uttered, you visualize only beach, not the ocean. Same way, because yoga starts from bending the body, unfortunately, the moment the word yoga is uttered, you think it is only bending the body. Ocean is not beach. From beach it starts, but beach is not the ocean. Yoga starts from bending the body, but that is not yoga as it is. Yes, bending the body is also yoga. It starts from there. But unfortunately, you think that is yoga. There is a big difference between bending the body is yoga, bending the body is also the yoga. What you have never been told about yoga? 3 major things you have never been told about yoga. First, yoga is not originated from Patanjali. Patanjali is the organizer, not originator. That's the first thing you need to know. Unfortunately, even the great yoga teachers, yoga gurus, yogis, socially acclaimed, respected, revered gurus, yogis, even they think and promote Patanjali as the originator of yoga, father of yoga. With all my respect to Patanjali, I wanted to declare this truth to the world. Please understand, at least 15,000 years before Patanjali, a being walked on the planet Earth, assuming the physical form, just like all of us. Adi Guru Sadashiva is the founder and father of yoga system. There is enough of detailed. I wanted to insist on this word, detailed description, including the yoga postures and breathing methods, pranayama, kriya. A detailed manuals are available, written directly by Sadashiva. Understand? People who are afraid of the power of Hindu tradition always try to put our valuable knowledge as myth. They try to classify the valuable knowledge as myth. Only a person who has become enlightened and practices can understand the difference between myth and subjective science. Sadashiva revealed all these scriptures is not myth, it is a subjective truth which can stand the scrutiny of any decent researcher, whether in the form of linguistic, if you start analyzing the language, the scriptures available, all the revelations by Sadashiva is called Agama. Means the complete works of Sadashiva is called Agama. If you see the language, it is at least 10 to 15,000 years before Patanjali. And if you see the archaeological evidences, the place where Sadashiva walked, Varanasi, still walking, living. If you see even archaeological researches, any decent researcher, unbiased, straightforward, seeking the truth, will be convinced about what I am presenting. I have enough of material to substantiate the claims I am making, not just my intuition or ability to see the Akashic records. That's only one side. I have enough to substantiate whatever I am claiming. I'll present it now one by one. First thing, you have not been told, you have never been told about yoga. Patanjali is a great organizer, but not originator. Origination, please understand, the source is Sadashiva himself. Patanjali, a great disciple of Mahadeva, devotee of Mahadeva, lived in Chidambaram, organized this whole science, presented it in a very presentable format called Yoga Sutras. Yoga Sutras is a great book, no doubt, but not the first book. There's a big difference. Even the great yogis, acclaimed yogis, very popular all over the world, yoga gurus, always stop with Patanjali. I do not know why. Very few say yoga was before Patanjali. And even if they say, they are not able to present the scriptures and literatures. So understand, yoga is at least 10 to 15,000 years older than Patanjali. Patanjali organized, but not originated. So organizer is Adi Guru, Sadashiva himself. In his agamas, he presents a detailed, elaborate, large manuals, descriptions, and a large quantity of material with high quality precision available, which is directly delivered by Sadashiva. Please understand, knowing the original source and the literatures revealed by the original author is very important to keep the purity of any knowledge branch. Any knowledge branch, whether it is Ayurveda, Jyotisha, Gemology, Numerology, or Siddha, any tradition, any knowledge branch, knowing the originator, father, founding father, his intentions, his revelations, the material revealed by him, knowledge about that is too important to learn that knowledge source, that branch of knowledge. Any knowledge branch will be complete only if the founder's intentions are revealed as it is to the person who is studying that branch of the knowledge. Unless you know the founder of homeopathy's intention and his original text, homeopathy can never be complete for you. Unless you know Varaha Mihira's original sutras, Jyotisha can never be complete for you. Unless you know the Kamigagama, Vastu Padala, the science of Vastu can never be complete for you. Same way, unless you know the Shivagamas, Yogapada, the yoga branch revealed by Sadashiva, the yoga knowledge can never be complete for you. First thing you have never been told is Sadashiva Adi Guru is the source of yoga tradition. Second, which you have never been told, which you need to be aware, always as for original source, any practice you are asked to do, whether it is bending the body, or a specific way of breathing, or a specific visualization, or a specific verbalization, as for the source, original sources are available. Please understand. People who try to declare themselves as a brand of yoga have messed up the whole yoga by creating cat pose, dog pose, tree pose, inverted tree pose, downside dog pose. I'm still wondering, when I listen to all these, am I yogi? What is going on with yoga? Understand, it can be used along with Pilates, sports, bodybuilding methods, no problem. But it cannot be diluted. Using yoga along with the sports, along with Pilates, along with other exercise, along with gymming, everything is okay. But it cannot be diluted. Please understand. One of the important truth you have never been told is yoga cannot be separated from Hinduism. It cannot be separated. Dilution is sampradaya droha. Understand? Dilution is sampradaya droha. All of you understand. People ask me, Swamiji, who is the real yogi, from where we should learn? How do we know which is authentic yoga? I am clearing all these doubts and questions once for all today. Understand, even as simple as sitting in Padmasana to as complicated as swallowing 6-meter cloth and cleaning your intestine, everything is described with tremendous precision, clarity, with tremendous accuracy by Sadashiva directly in Yogapadas of Agamas. You do not need any jum jum, chum chum, chick chick, bulbul fellows to develop any of the yogic techniques and methods. Understand, do not believe if some stupid fellow is claiming he developed it from yoga. He only diluted it. Nobody can develop on Sadashiva. Everyone can only dilute Sadashiva. Nobody can develop on Sadashiva. Understand? I am declaring with the authority as living representative of Sadashiva. Nobody can develop Sadashiva. He is complete for the past, present and future. He has seen all the possible bodies happening, yet to happen. We are going to have unique bodies in the near future. In next 40, 50 years, we are going to be having unique bodies, new kind of bodies, whose brain size will be larger, whose subtle grooves will be deeper, the ability to understand and grasp the informations will be more, and who will also be higher genders, who will have the freedom to play with multiple genders. These new bodies are coming. Understand? Sadashiva has created yoga even for the bodies which are going to come in the future. bodies which were there, which are, which will be. He knows the whole, and he has revealed yoga for the whole. No one can develop on Sadashiva. No one can develop on Sadashiva. You need to know very clearly. There are three kinds of people teaching yoga. One, who claims they are teaching from their personal experience. Crow biryani, kakka biryani, g. Second, who knows only the scriptures, teach only from scriptures, does not have personal experience. Pandits, scholars. I tell you, the pandits and scholars who just teach from the books without having personal experience cause less damage to people than the so-called enlightened gurus who declare they are teaching from personal experience, does not abide the shastras, does not abide by the scriptures. Please understand, this is one of the important revelation I am giving you. These so-called enlightened gurus who does not abide by the scriptures are more dangerous to human beings, humanity, than the people who are abiding just by the scriptures without enlightenment. Because people who are abiding just by the scripture without enlightenment cannot damage you. They may not be able to give you experience, but they can't damage you because they are just following the scripture. Scriptures will never damage you. But the so-called enlightened fellows who don't follow the scriptures, because they get your complete trust and authority, they become authority just by convincing you in some 2-3 things, blowing the nose. And see, when you do the hyperventilation, naturally you will feel little peace and calmness. That peace does not mean you have become enlightened, or yes, become enlightened. Pick up a cell phone and talk to your spouse, you will see the strength of that peace. Understand? These so-called enlightened masters who do not abide by the scriptures are more dangerous than just the pandits, parrots who repeat from the scriptures directly. They are, see, these so-called enlightened masters who don't follow the scriptures, who don't abide by the original yogic literatures, they get 1 or 2 glimpses here and there, and by giving those 1 or 2 glimpses, they convince the people, and the people start following them. They suddenly become authorities. Once they become authorities, all the stupidity they vomit, you will be following. They can seriously damage your body, mind, and consciousness. Very rare are the third category of teachers who have a solid personal enlightenment experience, who are authorities responsible for what they are speaking and completely connected, rooted, centered on the traditional yogic scriptures. Those are the rare beings from whom you should learn. Understand? The Atma Pramana, personal experience, should always, when I say always, ALWAYS, in capital letter, huge red color. Always should match with Apta Pramana, the earlier Rishi's experience. Atma Pramana should be in tune with Apta Pramana, the individual experience should always be in tune with the original source, the great enlightened masters, the founding fathers of yoga. Please understand. One side Atma Pramana, personal experience. The other side Apta Pramana, the experience of the great rishis. A real guru will have both and present both. Otherwise, if somebody says, I only have my experience, I don't care about the scriptures, shastras, the original source of knowledge, please understand, don't become prey for their advertisement abilities, marketing capabilities, and their immature ego. Don't become prey for their immature ego. So, Atma Pramana, only when it is in tune with Apta Pramana, it can even be shared to the world and made as Sakshi Pramana. Understand? People who claim they had a personal revelation, experience, it may be sometime good for them, but there is no guarantee it is good for all of you. What is good for all of you? It should be the personal realization of your Guru and directly in tune with the original scriptures. Only then it should be shared with the world. It is worthy of being shared with the world. When you choose your Guru, first option, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original shastras, the source of the knowledge, who is having Atma Pramana and Apta Pramana, and who can make the whole thing as Sakshi Pramana. Understand? I may have 10,000 experiences, Atma Pramana, but whatever is in tune with the Apta Pramana, the original scriptures, revelations by Sadashiva, only those things are worthy of teaching to all the human beings. Only those things will become Sakshi Pramana for all of you, for the whole world. So, an important truth you need to know, no one can develop on Sadashiva. Do not go to people if they claim they developed. No. Don't become prey to the marketing gimmicks and immature ego of some of those great marketers, great advertisers, Marketing and advertising is a different capacity. The original knowledge source, being the reliable knowledge source, is different. Popularity does not necessarily guarantee quality. So do not be cheated. You yourself dig out, investigate whether what I am being taught is in alignment with the original Shastras, with the original scriptures. With all the joy and pride, I declare everything I am teaching is my personal experience, Atma Pramana, and completely in tune with Apta Pramana, the original scriptures and original revelations from the tradition. Understand? The second truth you have never been told about yoga is no one can develop. Do not fall prey for the stupidity of downward dog pose, inward dog pose, inverted tree pose. What nonsense is going on? Yoga cannot be developed and it is not secular. Let it be very clearly told to the world. If it is secular, if it is developed, have some other name. Don't call it yoga. Have the name Roga or Boga. Don't abuse the name yoga. Yoga has to be. Sadashiva very clearly declares qualification of a yoga teacher, yoga guru, who is qualified to teach, to be a guru, to be a master. He gives a clear description. He should have Atma Pramana and he should be completely in tune with Apta Pramana. Through the Atma Pramana and Apta Pramana, his own personal enlightenment experience and in tune with the revealed scriptures, he should be able to make the signs as Sakshi Pramana. Only that person is qualified to teach. Only that person is authority. Only that person is authorized to teach. If you just find the right source, 99% of the work is done. Now you can declare your success. You can declare your victory. You can declare your completion. You can declare your fulfillment. You have a right to celebrate your victory. Finding the right guru, 99.9% job is done. Because the remaining work, making you enlightened, is not your job. It is his job now. Only finding the right guru is your job. After that, making you enlightened is his job. So 99.99% work is done. The moment you find the master who has personal experience and who is in tune with the original revealed scriptures, through both, who makes this whole as a reality and experience for all of you, find the right guru, 99.9% work is done. Because the remaining work is. You may say, why I am keeping 0.1%? You have to continue to be with him. Just for that 0.1%. Don't get down from the train. Just for that. understand truths need to be told as truths to you, even if it is a little painful. You might have developed your career in yoga and yoga teacher as yoga guru for 40 years. If it is not true to the original scriptures, please drop it today. Drop it today. Align yourself to the original scriptures and then restart again. That's the best thing you can do to you and to the students who are sitting in front of you. Understand 200-hour courses, 500-hour courses, 1000-hour courses. When I see all these boards, I can't control my laughter. When I was 3, I was given away to my guru. He accepted me, adopted me, and it took almost 15 years for him. Only when I was 17 and a half, he said, now you are a declared yogi. You can start teaching. Just before leaving the body, he blessed me and authorized me. I thought, then how many hours yoga training it would have been? So understand, the second important truth you have never been told about yoga: yoga cannot be developed. You can't develop on Sadashiva. You can't develop on Sadashiva. It is unfortunate. The original scriptures revealed by Sadashiva is not available for mass. It's unfortunate. Nobody promoted that because it is very easy to secularize Patanjali, very difficult to secularize Sadashiva. Understand, yoga was originally promoted in the modern world more by the people who are interested in digestion and stealing the best things from Hindu tradition, not by the people who are interested in the original knowledge, the original source. People who promoted yoga in the modern day, they were more interested in digestion and adoption, not interested in source or the original science. Patanjali is digestible into the secular stomach. Sadashiva is poison pill. You can't digest him. You can't digest him. If you try to swallow him, he will swallow you. Try to swallow him, he will swallow you. Understand? All the stupidity, marketing, commercialization, all this, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but I wanted all of you to know the time for all this marketing, good, bad, discussions, debates about why marketing is necessary or not necessary. People have their own arguments. Without marketing, yoga would not have become popular so well. Without the dilution, yoga would not have reached the whole world. All these you guys can go on talking. All the debate time is over. Now it has already become popular. Come on, it is time. Let's get back to the original source. Even if we have tolerated for the sake of reaching out and all that, the job is done. Now, let's get back to the source. Job is done. We already popularized the word. Today, International Yoga Day. Whole world is celebrating. All the countries, without a single opposition, voted for International Yoga Day. It has already become one of the largest festivals celebrated in the world. So understand, we have done popularizing. Now, the next important job is getting back to the original source. That is why I have happened. I happened to bring the integrity and authenticity. Let us do responsible enriching by being integrated and authentic to the original source of yoga, the Yoga Pada of Agamas, directly Sadashiva's own words. Let us be integrated and authentic to that, and by being integrated and authentic to that, let's bring responsibility in our enriching. We are enriching the whole world with yoga. When we are putting so much of energy and intelligence and resources enriching the whole world with yoga, we should be responsible for being integrated and authentic to the original source. To the original source. Understand? Unfortunately, the original source was not available, popularized to the world. It is time. When the original scriptures, Vedas, were hidden into the ocean by the demon, Hiranya, Varaha Avatara happened. Vishnu took the incarnation and brought those scriptures out and revealed it to the world. Now it is my responsibility, collecting it from all the corners of the world, wherever it was secretly lying, the original agamas, the yogic scriptures, and gathering it, revealing it to the whole world, and making it available to the whole world through the internet. We are successful in collecting more than 3 terabyte original material on yoga. Revelations by Sadashiva. And we are scanning everything, cleaning it up. Today we are ready with 600 megabyte original material. Scanned palm leaves, revelations about yoga by Sadashiva and his direct disciples. Today, it will be offered to the whole world, copyright free. You have a right to copy. I am declaring it as copyright free, and you have a right to copy. If you are copying, not only you are welcome, you are celebrated. The third important truth you need to know, which you have never been told about yoga. Please understand. yoga is not just the science of keeping you healthy. Yoga is the science of radiating enlightenment. It is not just for ability to stretch your body. It is ability to manifest what you want. Yoga is not all about making you better man. Yoga is all about making you Superman. Don't follow something which makes you better man after 35 years. Do something which helps you to reveal, radiate powers immediately. Please understand, do not have patience with your practice. You have been given wrong instruction. Have patience with your practice and continue for years. You will have result. No, don't wait for Godot. If you have been asked to wait for Godot, you are being cheated. Yoga is a powerful alchemy system, gives result as immediately as you start. If somebody says, no, practice this for years, you will get the result, you are being cheated. That is not yoga. The quality of yoga is, even if it is practiced little, brings tremendous result immediately. That's the science of yoga, original intention of yoga. Day 1 should bring results. By month 1 should manifest powers. If not, question the teacher who is giving you, question the system which is given to you. Understand? I am interested in revealing your SDHD to you, self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial, but I am not interested in riding on your SDHD or exploiting you based on your SDHD. No. Revealing it to you is different, riding is different. Riding means, because you have this problem, you need to practice 12 years, then you will have result. That is exploiting your SDHD. Yoga does not need so much of time. If yoga needs so much of time, the fellow who is teaching you is not yogi. Understand? If he has Atma Pramana, personal realization, personal experience, and he has the knowledge of Apta Pramana, the earlier master's revelation, he can make it into a Sakshi Pramana, reality for you as immediately as yoga is started. It is much more immediate than any science. Alchemy is more immediate than any chemistry. And Gita beautifully says, Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Neha vikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. There is no loss in effort, nor there is any harm. Even a little of this knowledge projects the best things in you and protects you from great fears. Understand, yoga is as immediate as any chemistry. Yoga is more experiential and immediate than any of your so-called falling in love at first sight. If you have fallen in love at first sight, how that is as immediate, yoga is much more immediate than that. You need to know these basic truths. You have never been told about yoga. With this, I wanted to reveal all the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva and his direct disciples. Please understand, I will not make the mistake of declaring all the things Sadashiva revealed is available now. I will not make that mistake. But whatever is available now, by the grace of Sadashiva, I'll make sure they don't die, they don't get lost. We will collect, organize, and publish it, share it with all of you. Till now, whatever we have collected, all these are copyright free, belongs to whole world, and will be uploaded today in our Hinduism Now website, where all the Hindu scriptures are revealed and shared. I have a huge list, around 600 megabyte material, which will be uploaded freely for all of you today, for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach you. Keep them integrated. Keep them integrated. It's your responsibility. You are so active when it comes to keeping the politicians integrated, because they are handling your money, taxpayers' money. Same way you should be active to keep the gurus integrated to the original scriptures, because they are handling your whole life much more than the taxes. Who handle your taxes, you are so involved in keeping them integrated, but you are not questioning the gurus who are handling your whole life. Understand, let the politicians not cross the constitution. Let the gurus not cross the scriptures. Let the politicians not cross the constitution. Let the gurus not cross the spiritual constitutions. Once the scriptures directly delivered by Sadashiva are revealed to the whole world, once you all start reading, you all are exposed to these scriptures, then we don't need people who develop kriyas, who develop techniques, who develop yoga. No, no need. We have enough of people. Sadashiva himself has given, so you can't develop on Sadashiva. Let's abide by Sadashiva. Let's abide by him. That is enough. And bowing down to Sadashiva, surrendering at his feet, and all his disciples, and all the great people, beings involved in keeping this whole knowledge, experience current alive on the planet Earth, bowing down to all of them, surrendering at all their feet. I am revealing whatever is shared by them and kept alive till now on the planet Earth to all of you back again. Now it is in the form of the original palm leaf scanned. Soon you can expect the various language translations of these scriptures Please wait for all those translations. It will be soon available to all of you. But the original scriptures will be revealed, shared with you all today on this International Yoga Day. So here I am offering symbolically the original manuscripts, the scanned printouts of the original manuscripts. So by revealing this to all of you, symbolically, with Sadashiva's grace, we are sharing this whole thing with the world. It's almost 600 megabyte material. Vadulagama, Sarvajnanottaragama, Tripada Artha Nirnaya, Achapa Gayatri, Siddhanta Shigamani, Shivayoga Ratna, Vyomavya, Siddhanta Sharavali, Mrigendragama. It goes, the whole list goes on and on and on. Revealed directly by Sadashiva and written by Sadashiva's direct disciples. So, bowing down at the feet of Sadashiva, surrendering myself at the feet of Sadashiva, I am sharing his knowledge to all of you with the whole humanity. Let the humanity be enriched by his knowledge, by his blessings, by his grace. We will also have yoga teachers training directly from this original authentic source. You will be taught these original verses and the asanas and kriyas and the practices. So, you will be a perfect teacher as Sadashiva wanted. As Sadashiva wanted. My blessings to all of you by the grace of Sadashiva. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.